So they gonna end up cussing that little bitch out that wanna talk shit about me. Cause they like, you know what? That's the God walker. And she walks to cleanse the energies and everything, and I can feel it. I said, so many things is changing over here, and I can't even say shit, but it's her. I said, she putting everything in a better perspective, and that's our truth. I said, baby girls should feel safe no matter what they got on, what they doing, or whatever the case may be. And stop showing your ass to everybody, nigga. And she like, well, that's how I've been raised. They like, let everybody see your booty. I said, what the fuck is that? And eventually, one day, even showing people your ass make people not want your ass. And I said, yeah, don't show me that ever again, bitch. And God said, ain't that the truth? I said, you was a weirdo child. And she is. I said, you ain't supposed to be here. And she really know it. And she really looking like, yeah, I don't want to be here no more. And she don't. She don't want to live. She don't want to breathe. She don't want to talk. She don't want to do too much of nothing. And she really looking for me to tell her something. But I ain't telling nobody shit that ain't sending out love and light energy. And even my cousin said, yeah, it's got to be love. And that's the only way you're going to get something from her. I said, but she ain't tell me everything yet. And I said, she will. Unfortunately. I said, so you can't have casual conversations with staff and they want to report the shit? I said, what kind of shit is this, nigga? I said, that was a joke. And then you went a million with it. I said, I've been knowing she was prejudiced against her own people. I said, don't tell me that. I said, shit, I ain't prejudiced against my own people, but that one bitch is prejudiced against people that is prejudiced against their own people. And I said, yeah, not on my watch. And that's why she had to get together even further. She said, Fifi, you ain't did nothing wrong. And they really looking like, and you didn't. And I said, whose are they? They want to act like it's nobody's today. I said, because they been up in there and ain't nobody said shit. And I said, ain't that the truth? And everybody been looking like, yeah, I want to not touch that.